I always forget this part. I have to find the countdown for you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of Disney Parks Talk Live. My name is Juby Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place and co-host of Disney Parks Live. Not next to me is Rebecca Mosley because she has mommy duties to do today, so I will try to hold down this portion of my own. Over there, the vice president in charge of Rainy Days at Animal Kingdom is Jeremiah Good. How you doing, Jeremiah?
Doing well. Got undercover just in time to avoid that rainstorm, so I'm dry-ish.
And down there, the smartest person I know when it comes to booking a Walt Disney World trip, our wonderful travel partner, Mouse Fan Travel, Becky Minkin.
Hi, it's so great to be back with you guys. I guess I'm the stand-in Rebecca today then.
That's true. I forget you're Rebecca because you're always Becky to me. Am I pronouncing your last name right?
It's Mankin. So just pretend the H isn't there. So if you just drop the H, it all makes sense.
Mankin. That
Mankin.
helps so much. I can't believe I've never asked you that before. So it's great to have you here because, as I said, no one knows more about Walt Disney World travel than Becky and all of her peeps at Mouse Fan Travel. We recommend them without hesitation for planning your perfect Disney World trip. And never forget, it does not cost one dime more to plan through a Disney travel agent like Mouse Fan Travel, but it makes things so much easier and so much better.
Yeah,
so
let us do that for you, right?
Why anyone would book directly is beyond me. But,
Yeah, I always just say it doesn't cost anything extra, but it saves you a whole lot of time and money in the long run because Becky's job is to take care of everything that you would usually take care of, including waking up at 3 a.m. to try to book that reservation for whatever restaurant you want. So that's her job.
That alarm goes off early, but we're really happy to do it. And a lot of people do ask us if I can throw this in there really quickly, but I don't want to lose control of my arrangements. But we always tell people we can do as much or as little as you want. If you want to do all of that, all the reservations, please go for it. If not, we're happy to do it for you.
Yeah, if you want to do that yourself, please feel free. Now, will you go to the park for me in the morning and get my virtual queue for?
Right now, if I could be in a park, I would do it for you in a heartbeat,
yeah.
Doobie.
Actually, Becky, I know this is completely off topic. No, I guess you can't because you have to be on the My Disney Experience at 7 a.m. for that. So that's definitely not something that can fall under your job duties.
Well, we could definitely call in for some of the reservations. The one thing that we can't do is make your park pass reservations. And the reason is they have that legal disclaimer that you're accepting the liability for being in a park around COVID. So we're not able to do that part for you because you have to legally accept those terms and conditions. But other than that, we can pretty much do anything else for you that you need.
Wow, that's really fascinating. And then we do have one more member who was late to the party, but we'll bring him up here. I don't want to talk about that. Tony Betty, we also call him Fan Man because of that annoying strobe light in the background. How you doing, Tony?
Oh, fine. I could turn off the fan if you'd want.
I would not hate that. I would not hate that. While he does that, let's talk about the reason we are here. That was rude. I could have slacked that to you, but take that. So the reason
I was in the waiting room for a half a minute.
The reason we're here is to talk about the big announcement this morning that, yes, indeed, Walt Disney World will be celebrating its 50th birthday. Apparently, I'm not the only thing turning 50 this year. On October 1st, Walt Disney World will turn 50 years old, and on that day, they will kick off their glorious 18-month celebration to celebrate number 50. So let's get this up here real quick. We, of course, have an article on this on Laughing Place. I will just scroll through really quick, talk about some of the highlights. There is our logo. We will discuss opinion on that in a moment. Wonderfully simple. I'm a fan. And then, so it is called the World's Most Magical Celebration. It features, get used to this terminology because I promise you are going to hear it 1,000 times over the next couple of years. Iridescent decor. Get it?
Iridescent.
Iridescent decor that will transform at night. That will appeal around the resort, while the icons at each park will transform at night to beacons of magic. Say it with me.
Beacons of Magic.
Thank you. Get used to this. So here is
One of us. One of us.
here is concept art for Cinderella Castle. Notice the 50 in there. So they say it will feature golden bunting, sparkling golden embellishments, and a 50th anniversary crest. And then, looks good. Looks good. At night, it will sparkle with pixie dust. So a little faith, a little trust, a little pixie dust. Animal Kingdom's Tree of Life. This one's the most exciting to me. It says a warm light will emanate from the Tree of Life as magical fireflies gather to usher in the magic of nature. Nature is magical. Yes, Jeremiah.
Wasn't that that Loki speech from the Avengers about a warm light?
It's all connected. Over at Hollywood Studios, Hollywood Tower Hotel will be awash in a brilliance evoking the golden age of imagination and adventure. That says nothing. And then at Spaceship Earth, this one's also exciting. New lights will shine across the reflective panels of Spaceship Earth, connecting to one another in a symbol of optimism, resembling stars in a nighttime sky. The iconic structure's permanent new lighting will continue beyond the 50 celebration. So they're not giving us a giant Epcot or what was the other thing you had up there? I forgot already. 100 up there, but
2000.
2000. Geez, thank you.
Yep.
But what they are giving us will stay until the fans complain loud enough for it to come down. If I'm not mistaken.
And it's just projection. Hold on. It's just projection on Spaceship Earth. So, yeah, that means that they can put Mike Wazowski on there again or turn it into the Death Star whenever they feel like it. It'll just be push a button as opposed to having to set up the giant projectors all around Epcot.
Jeremiah is an expert on projection. And finally, we have the costume debut for this most magical celebration. Mickey and Minnie looking a little bit more understated than they did for Mickey's 90th, but I like it. The shoes are golden, and this is pretty. So basically, that's what we've got at this point. It kicks off on October 1st of this year, which is the actual birthday, and it lasts 18 months.
And that was one thing that was so exciting for me, because I think the anticipation of what is it going to be? And is it going to be 18 months, or is it going to be a week, or is it going to be a day? We've all been speculating for quite some time, and to finally get that that acknowledgement that it is going to be 18 months long, that not everybody has to be there on October 1st, or they would miss out on such a wonderful celebration. That was good to get that bit of closure, I guess.
So is it fair to say that were it not for this current situation that we're in, this announcement would have been a bit bigger?
I think so.
Yeah.
So
I think it would have been a lot bigger.
Well, we have to think. I mean, if we jumped in the Wayback Machine and none of this happened, the things that we think may have been bigger, Remy's would have already been open. We probably would have already had an opening date for Tron, because that would have been this upcoming summer. Mm-hmm. This may have just, I mean, I know we're jumping into topics that could come later. So what could have been bigger or what could have been smaller, we don't know for certain, because that 4 months that we lost has reflected in the opening and the progression of the parks.
I'm not even talking about specifics to this one. I'm talking about comparatively. You had the 25th, you had the Millennium Celebration, you had 100 Years of Magic, you had the Happiest Homecoming on Earth at Disneyland. Comparing it to other ones, this is minor. That's what I meant by it would have been bigger, I think.
Or maybe it could be that they were just going to use this as a tease, and maybe there's more information that's coming between now and October. I mean, there's a lot of time between now and then.
That's true. Because yesterday I felt that with the tease.
Yeah.
When they released that little video saying we're going to announce it. So
I'm sure there is more coming. And what's interesting, they haven't announced anything other than Disney World, because, for the Happiest Homecoming on Earth, that was a global celebration for Disneyland's 50th, which makes sense. It was the first theme park, but I kind of expect, Disney's not one to pass up a chance. This is the anchor resort of the whole company. I kind of expected this to be somewhat of a global celebration too. Do you think maybe that'll be coming, Becky?
Oh, that would be nice if it would, for sure. It's a time will tell thing on that piece, but because they have so many other elements out there, sadly, none of them are operational right now. That could be the reason why we're not hearing about it, because there's no Disney cruises right now. Disneyland is not open, and even Adventures by Disney isn't really doing much. So hopefully we'll hear more between, again, now and October.
Yeah, if everything were just running on October 1st, I think that would be cause enough. That would be celebration enough for the globe if we could take a cruise or go on an adventure by Disney then. So at this point, it really is speculation as to if there will be more to this. So let's just talk about what we got. What do you guys think of the icons, Jeremiah?
Um, I think just like Becky said, I think this is a tease. Um, when they announced stuff in the past, it's always been, hey, this is what's coming. We get a concept art, and then we see as the weeks go on, they start to really bombard us with things. The costumes are really cute. I like the projections. I think, especially the Tree of Life, which has had projections for the past couple of years, bringing that into the fold as a larger announcement will help Disney's Animal Kingdom get more of the nighttime guests. Without the Rivers of Light or the show out here, the parks have been closing very early, but that I would come out to see on multiple occasions.
Tony, I know you're a bit discerning sometimes. What do you think of the beacons of magic specifically?
I like them except for Tower of Terror.
What's your problem with the Tower of Terror one?
It just kind of ruins the theming of the exterior of the building.
Are you also not a fan when they do their little holiday thing on it?
No, I just feel like they use it as a wall.
But it says the golden age of imagination and adventure. So I don't think we'll be seeing the balloons flying up. I think they will hopefully keep it a little bit more the Hollywood theme.
I figured they would have done it on the theater, but because that's the new facade for Runaway Railway, I don't think they're going to do that.
So our CEO is not in our stream today, but he does make a couple of good points here. We need to remember that Epcot and Tron were supposed to be done. Tron, Light Cycle / Tron, were supposed to be done by the 50th. So that certainly would have made for a bigger celebration. I don't think we're not expecting those to be done at least by October 1st, right? Anymore. But maybe at some point during the celebration. And he also seeks, they were smart to, given everything, not to overbill it. They can always expand the scope of things if things are going in the right direction. And that is, I think, what we all think is if things get a little bit more back to normal, more predictable, that there can be a whole lot more to come. And frankly, I'm just glad they are making some announcement. They're not pushing this down the road even more. We have something to look forward to. We know if we do decide to go to the park in October, there is going to be something to celebrate the birthday. And if you are going to do that, we highly recommend Mouse Fan Travel for doing that. So Becky, any advice you can give for booking this trip?
Yes, absolutely. When they first even started talking about, well, I shouldn't even say that, when they released the dates of availability to book into October, they went pretty fast. There is still some availability, but if you're even thinking about being there for that week before and week after October 1st, I would think about booking it now. And I did check the park reservation system. As of today, all 3 buckets of ticket availability are sold out for the Magic Kingdom on October 1st. That doesn't mean that they're not going to add availability later on, because right now I think that they're probably still sticking with that 35%-ish capacity that they're working with for tickets. Who knows, between now and then, they might actually add more availability, but that's not guaranteed. The bigger thing is that we don't know when some of the resorts are still going to open. If there's going to be the ones that are still closed, which are like the All-Star, sorry, that one's opening up, but the Port Orleans have not opened, and we don't have an ETA for that. So there might be some availability issues when it comes to hotels, especially as we get closer.
Jeremiah?
Becky, wasn't it yesterday or the day before that they announced that the bookings for some of the newer hotels that are opening out at Flamingo Crossing just opened up for you, so that'll increase some of the capacity for the hotels for you guys?
Correct. And there's also some other, you wouldn't believe how many different vacation homes are now becoming available that weren't before. Some other hotel openings that have been happening, or they've been stepping forward with more offers for the October timeframe, even off property, to entice people who want to come down.
And the Cove, I can't remember, the new tower at the Swan and Dolphin is now taking your bookings, right, Becky?
Yes, it is. That just started a couple of days ago. So it's amazing to see, especially right now when a lot of hotels are having difficulty and trying to make it through COVID and the pandemic. there's a lot of new openings that are happening, and there's a lot of expansions. And in that tower for Swan and Dolphin is going to be, amazing for its location, and the prices for those not Disney properties, but right there near property in the Disney Springs area are going to be really popular this year.
How are the on-property prices right now for that time frame?
They are high. They're sitting at rack rates, which of course are notoriously high, but we haven't seen any type of discounts or offers that come typically in that period of time, usually happen in the summer. So what we've been telling people who are concerned about the price, if you really want to stay on property, book it now. If prices come down for an offer, then we can adjust it and you'll be able to get that savings. But if they don't come down and you're not comfortable with the pricing, you can always move to a different location.
So if they book now through Mousefan Travel to make sure they get that contemporary resort, you can make sure that if those prices come down, they will get the lower price.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that we do on offer days in our agency. We have an internal communication that we're always talking, and we give prizes to the agent who saves their client the most money. So one of our favorite things to do is make that phone call and say, hey, guess what? This offer just came out. We applied the code and you just saved $900. Do you want to pocket that, or do you want to move to a different hotel or a different experience that you might enjoy more? So that truly is one of the things we love most about our job is finding those little pieces of savings and making a little magic.
Harmonious. When is that supposed to start? Do they have a date for that?
Not as of now. Again, October 1st not only is the 50th anniversary of the Walt Disney World Resort and Magic Kingdom, but it's also Epcot's anniversary. So if we don't see it pop up before summer, and if October 1st does turn into something big, we've seen in the past week-long celebrations to kick these off, that each park will have something unique. And with Spaceship Earth having their projections, I think it's a safe bet that if Harmonious has not opened prior to that, October 1st could be a pretty good day to be at Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm surprised, given that Harmonious, clearly the work is going, barges are in the lagoon, and they have, according to our CEO, announced 2021, and they didn't have too much to announce for this particular celebration, that they didn't just throw that in there, even if it opens before that. But come out, see the new nighttime spectacular at Epcot.
If you go back to the teaser video from yesterday, they had like little flashes of stuff, including like the castle and Spaceship Earth and Tower of Terror. But they also show like parade floats. Now, those are the past ones, and they're the same ones used in the cavalcade. But I feel like that might be hinting, if the return of spectaculars come in, there might be some kind of spectacular. And that might be alluding to the Harmonious or something.
Okay. And we got to get a parade down Magic Kingdom. That's like, but assuming we have.
I have a feeling they might pull out an old favorite.
Don't say it. Don't say Main Street Electrical Parade.
One of the best things about Becky and Mousefan Travel is if you book it, she will give you the updates on this. I mean, yes, you should always follow laughingplace.com for everything, but Becky will she almost gets the information before we do, so she can share with you the plans and help you organize your days and nights to see everything.
Yeah, and one thing I'm really excited about is that it doesn't just all focus on Magic Kingdom. And I think that was another fear that a lot of people had. But to see that the other icons and the other parks are also going to be equal in this celebration, while it's going to be cool to be Magic Kingdom that day, I'm sure that there's going to be things in the other parks that are going to be just as spectacular. So it's going to be fun to see what happens in park hopping by then. Who knows if we're going to be able to get back to normal in that scenario, or if they're going to keep this only hop to one park by that point. So having somebody to help guide you through all of the options is definitely a benefit.
My biggest hope is that Kelsey Grammer, who kind of helmed Disneyland's 50th, is able to come back for Disney World's 50th.
Well, it takes place in the fall, right?
That was so funny, Tony, and yet I can't explain why. So Rebecca's not here, unfortunately, and I really feel like Becca Burbank is the one who should be here for this, but she's not. So we'll go with our third Becky. Can you give us a...
Now I know how I rank is Becky's. Excellent. Okay.
And can you give us a little Joan Rivers on the costume?
Oh, you know what? I love this. And I was kind of afraid that with the 50th and the gold thing would go way overboard. I thought that they would gold out in all directions, and I wasn't looking forward to that. So to see that they went to this, and I do really like the cute little iridescence. I enjoy stuff like that. So with the purples and the blues and the golds, I think it really is more of an understated, classier color palette over the direction that they absolutely could have gone if they had that possibility. So I love it. I think that it is, again, classic, classy, and just imagine the merch that's going to come along with all these colors and with this theming.
That pin that they showcase that's on Mickey and Minnie's costume. I mean, that alone. Sorry, I'm muting. I have a boat floating by.
This one here.
Let's see it. I'm dying for a park. I'm so sorry. I got to watch this now.
Here you go, Becky.
What's the good ones?
Those are brilliant. The cavalcades are brilliant. I'm so glad that they've gone that direction. So
those are cavalcades I wish would stick around afterward. The Animal Kingdom ones. Yeah,
I do too.
Ooh, Sunshine is one. This is a good one. Did Minnie's ears come in here?
She had him done.
Can you? Is there? You can kind of see it. Mickey's hand is covering it. My favorite detail is on Mickey's coat. It's got like the castle embroidered on the coat, but he's kind of got it covered up, and it's right there on his left.
It's really hard to see.
Yeah,
they showed in that teaser video like up close, and I said, okay, I like that.
Yeah, I'll play the teaser. I don't know if this isn't the teaser. This is the one they released. I'll just play it in the background while we talk.
No, that's the one they released.
This is the Good Morning America video.
The teaser one is basically a corner of that, and it has cast members and guests talking about what Disney World means to them.
I mean, one of the things I just thought of, think back to when Disneyland's 50th was announced. We barely had anything, and actually Disneyland's 50th wasn't even supposed to be that big. It wasn't until we got closer that they really started, pushed for things to become bigger. So this is a large announcement. This is larger than the original Disneyland's 50th.
The 50th at Disneyland, along with the Millennium Celebration, are my two favorite Disney celebrations that they've ever done.
They were talking about going overboard to gold. My memory of the 50th is having one of the ride vehicles in every attraction have its gold version. Was that perhaps a little overboard, Tony?
I don't think so. Do we think it'll happen here?
No,
with the original opening day attractions, they just ship the ones from Disneyland here, and they'll stick a gold bear outside, and maybe
gold Big Al up on the second floor of Country Bears.
Maybe a gold swan boat would be cool. I'd love that.
I think there's going to be a lot of gold food.
Gold cupcakes everywhere.
Iridescent food, beverages. I'd be okay with the adult beverage in iridescence.
So I've heard. I listen to Lou. I know your affinity for adult beverages.
Golden hotel rooms at the Polynesian and the Contemporary.
That is the new Contemporary, the new design. That egg pillow wasn't yellow. It's going to be gold.
Yep.
How about the logo itself? Anybody got any thoughts on this?
I love it. It's basic. That's the best thing.
Its simplicity is what sells it.
I'm a big fan. The simpler, the better. I love sterility, and this is like the epitome of that. This is beautiful.
And we've also seen the iridescence, the drive-through portals that they've created over the past few months. That has the iridescent flags and the logo. So it's all tying in. I know a lot of people, when they started changing the design that's been here since the late 90s, got upset. But kind of updating and going with the newest celebration is a great thing.
Cool. So
I'm excited for something a little new. Just for what we've all been through, especially those of us who haven't been able to go back to a park yet. It's neat to see that fall time period is going to kind of like be a rebirth for travel in a strange way, and to have it with a whole new look and feel is going to definitely be welcome.
Fun fact: that's already liquid gold. You've gested a harsh metal.
That would explain the pricing over there. So, okay, well, I think that's pretty much all we have at this point. As we said, we do think there will be more announcements as it gets closer, but we are thrilled to know that Disney is acknowledging the 50th. Becky, for people who would like to book through Mouse Fan Travel, what is the best way to go about that?
Just go to www.melfantravel.com. And you can also reach me directly via Facebook Messenger if you have any questions, or if you want me to connect you to one of our vacation pros, happy to do that as well.
So, sorry, I just wanted to take a moment to say, if you'd like to reach Becky.
Where's the logo? Bring it up.
Yeah, I wish I had the logo. You can put it here, but there's her name. You can find her on Facebook.
Yeah, at Becky Mankin. It's on Facebook, or actually on all the socials. It's at Becky Mankin.
She's also a great follow. Obviously, we do our best to bring you all the Disney World specials and such. But, get them directly from Becky, Mouse Fan Travel. We recommend you follow. I don't know if you can follow her. You have to friend her. If you have to friend her, it's okay. She's really nice.
Bring it on. I don't bite. It's seriously, no matter what they say.
and get it all as fast as possible, because she does a really, really good job through her personal Facebook of keeping everyone up to date. And so thank you for joining us today, Becky.
Anytime.
Very much. Thank you for joining us, Jeremiah, live from Animal Kingdom.
Thank you, guys.
And bye, Tony. So again, we are Laughing Place. Make sure you follow us wherever you're watching us. Ring the belly on YouTube. Our next live event will be in just a half hour, where Mike Celestino will be coming live from downtown Disney District in California. Their park's not open, unfortunately, but downtown Disney is, and they have just opened the Star Wars Trading Post. And Mike hopefully will be giving you a quick tour of that. Tony Betty will be helming the studio on that one. So if you like Tony, he'll be back in a half hour. If you don't, Disney Trivia Live tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.